Well, welcome along, and I'm going to show you now to have a little look at this offer that I've made on the talkingrichesforum.com. And the reason I'm running this video is that I understand a few people have asked questions and don't quite understand what I'm offering. Well, if you've been reading through the thread here, and I'm going to just take my eyes away from the camera. I know sometimes sounds seem strange when I take my eyes away because I've got to read the screen like you. If you can see here, the thread is called "Am I Going Mad?" Okay, and if you haven't quite worked out what I'm offering, okay, by the end of this you will think I'm absolutely crazy, that what I'm offering is something very special and it's not going to cost you one penny. Okay, I'm offering to SEO up your site and help to get it onto Google, certainly high up. I've already had success with one of the search terms and we're on the front page. Okay, and I'm offering this not just to my team, I'm offering this to any member that is part of the forum, and that's why I'm absolutely mad. I'll be honest, yes, I've been around FM for a long time. I'm not in a position, my level in the pay plan is not one of those levels where I get a group revenue share, so I don't get a share of what the whole company are doing. My income just purely comes from my own personal efforts and my personal downline, my team. Okay, so realistically this offer should be a team only one. Okay, instead I've opened it up to everybody. Now to start with, I'll tell you why, because I want to be absolutely clear up front. I make a lot of tools for my team, and sometimes they're team exclusive only, and other times I do open it up group wide. Now this is probably one of the ones that I shouldn't open up group wide, but if you've been reading through the forums, you may have seen that recently I've had a team leader has said that I'm overly selfish and should share everything with that. So bearing in mind I do offer a free conference, I've got the forum that we're looking at the moment on the screen. There's a lot of stuff that I give away, but I just wanted to show my generosity and I want you to take benefit of it. Now there is a little payoff and I'll explain what that is. It is on the forum. But let's explain exactly what this offer is, what you're going to get, and why it's the more important thing is why should you be part of it. Okay, so on the forum here in this section you can have a little read through. I've done my best to explain it in there. We've had a lot of people go through and say that they're pleased with it. Okay, so if you're in FM, you can build your own website, you can get a generic website, and that's a duplicate website. There are two out there at the moment. There's one from Kevin, and Kevin, thank you very much for making these available. These are absolutely free. You can get one yourself if you haven't. If you haven't already got one, chat to your sponsor. They'll probably explain how to do it. If not, come on the forum and ask, and I will answer that on there. Sue, I hope you don't mind that I've shown your site here. This is Sue's, and you can see it's got a picture on there and it's got a little bit about Sue down here. Essentially on this page here, the only bit that's unique about this website is Sue's picture, her name, and the phone number she's put here. All of this other content here is the same on every single site. Okay, now that's good. Let's be honest, it's good. If you want to explain to somebody about FM, and people like to look at websites, they like to read things, you can send them stuff in the post, but being able to send them a link directly to your website and let them have a look around this is brilliant. Okay, and they're fine for that, and excellent, and certainly a fantastic way of promoting. So I'm not saying that it's wrong to have these sites. Okay, the advantage to having your own site is that Google views it independently and sees it as unique. And so if somebody types into Google a certain search term, there's a chance your site will be able to come up, and you'll be able to do what we call SEO. And what do we mean by that? Well, you can type in a phrase, as you can see here. I've typed in "make money from home," and loads and loads and loads of people have come up here. Very, very competitive keyword. I haven't done the research on it. There are tools you can get, and you can see that there'll be thousands, if not millions, of searches for that, but plus lots of other sites that are competing for that "make money from home," and let's be honest, that's going to be a good search. If we look here though at the top, this is a paid for ad, and these bits down here are paid for ads. These are what's known as from Google, they're called AdWords. Okay, and you pay per click here, so every time you click on that it costs the person that's clicking on that ad some money. Okay. Now you can do that. It's a great way to get yourself up there, but a very expensive way. You can be paying from pennies a click. There are some searches that you could pay £5 per click, and that's no guarantee that the person's even going to bother to join your service. So you could, before you know it, could be emptying your bank account. So I really wouldn't recommend using AdWords unless you really know what you're doing. So what about getting your site up onto the front page of Google? What's the chances if you've got a generic one? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to type in join FM group. Okay, this is a phrase that somebody may know about it. Okay, so let's have a look and see what appears on the front page of Google. Top one here is the registration form. Well, not very good for you and I if they're going through on the site, is it? There's a Facebook one here, somebody explaining about how to join. Then there's this site. Let's have a look at this one. As you can see, this is not one of the generic sites. I think this is Roy Strong's, but I can't see. Yes, it is. This is one of Roy Strong's sites. Roy builds a lot of websites. Okay, so that was Roy's there. There's another one here. Let's have a look at this. Another one of Roy's sites. You'll notice it's not a generic site. This is because Roy's put a lot of good content on here. There's something here for the FM group. This is another, because we're called FM, there's a few other bits there. FM online store. Okay, so again, let's have a quick look at this. Is it going to happen? Slow loading. This could make a big difference, of course, to your site. Here's another website, FM online store. Let's go and have a look and see what else. You notice that I haven't opened up one of the generic sites, one of the duplicate sites. And here's one more. Just bear with me. Is it? No. There you go. Here's another one. FM Group Perfumes. Now this one, to be honest, is on there, but I'd be really worried about this site. If you've got people coming onto your website, if you've built one like this, it's got all of these ads here that could take you away from this site. Now, unless this person's personally running these businesses, it's got AdWords on there. That means that if you actively got your keywords right, you could end up getting... Anyway, this is not a generic site. So as you can see, in the front page of Google, there are no generic sites. And that's because Google does knock down sites that are generic sites, the ones that have got duplicate content on them, duplicated websites. So what I'm offering to you is I'm offering to try and get your site ranked higher in Google for a phrase. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that phrase is. I can tell you it's a pretty good phrase. Okay, it's an okay phrase. It probably doesn't get thousands of searches a month, but hopefully it will get enough searches that will drive some traffic onto your website. Will get your FM duplicate website or your FM personal website hopefully to the front of the site. I've only run the software on there. That's all I'm going to tell you it is. I've run a little bit of software. Clicked the button last Monday afternoon. Today is the 22nd of August 2011, and I did a search on just one of the phrases, in fact two of the phrases, and one of them appeared right at the top of Google and the other one was on the first page. Now that's not bad going. If you know about SEO and what we're talking about, you'll know that's good. Now remember, this is open to anybody that's part of our forum, so just come on to the Talking Riches forum. You need to be active. Okay, that means that you need to post, and you need to post really good content on there. I'm not accepting you reading through this and going, oh yeah, that's a fantastic offer, Gary, and then you hit reply and you go, great offer, Gary, I agree. That's not content. That's just thank you for doing that, and it's really nice to get the thank yous, but I want you to answer a question. I want you to ask a question, actively put something very useful on the forum. That's activity. And I would like a minimum of 2 or 3 posts per month from you. That's active. One other thing that you need to do to be part of this offer is to bring a new member onto the forum. Okay, so one of your team. And why is that? Well, as I mentioned, I've opened this up company-wide to forum members. What I haven't done is restricted this to my team. And I'm a firm believer in rewarding action. Okay? And what I mean by that is you need to do something to prove that it's worthwhile you're having this. I don't want to put people on there, because a lot of people join into sort of this type of business and just sit on there and then expect it all to happen. And to be honest, this could mean that you could build a team, but that's not good to a new joiner. If they've got somebody who just sits on their hands and does nothing, what support are they going to get? They're going to get absolutely nothing. So we want people who are doers, people who've already achieved. Okay, so to get this offer, and this is a really good offer, I mentioned at the beginning, and I've called this thread that I've been running this offer on, am I going mad? And I'm totally crazy. I should have kept this firstly for myself. If I was going to be generous with it, I should have shared it to the team only, where I'd get a financial benefit from that, but I've shared this wide. So the only way I can measure your activity is whether you're actively working on the forum and actively bringing people in. So that proves to me, if you bring people to here, that you've already sponsored somebody, and I think that's only fair. So they need to be active. That means that when they come on, I want them to introduce themselves. There's a position on the forum. Let's see if the internet's working okay at the moment. Here we go. So we go back to the board index, and there's a bit there of how to join the forum. There you go. And you can just go in and go to the section that says where you introduce yourself, and just tell us a little bit about yourself in there, and hopefully that will be enough. And I just need one other thing. I need them to take part in another part of the forum and answer a question or ask a question, and then they're active, and that means that I will put you in this system. Okay, now just warn you straight away, don't try and set up a fake membership on the forum. In other words, coming on and setting up a fake membership, because I can detect that you're doing that. Okay, I will warn you, if you do that, I will take you out of the system. It's as simple as that. You've got to be genuine here. I'm making a really genuine offer to you, so please don't cheat. Just introduce somebody onto the forum, and I'm sure you've got people in your team that can do that. Bring them on, make a note of their username, and I'll explain how to do that. Just keep an eye on that thread, am I going mad? I hope this has explained it to you a little bit better. It really is a very good offer. I keep repeating that. Have a look at it. Go into the forum and read through it. If you've got any questions, please ask questions there, and I'll do my utmost to try and explain what this offer is and how genuine it is. So I look forward to talking to you on the forum, and let's hope we can drive lots of traffic onto our FM websites.